Hello and welcome to Mandarines. My name is Melody and this is episode 17. You can find me on Ravelry as Mandarines, on Instagram as bmandarines, and I also have a blog at www.bmandarines.squarespace.com. But you can find all of the information on the top right corner of the YouTube channel. So this week I managed to change the name of the channel because I had some issues in the past. I really wanted to name the channel Mandarines, but for some reason it was linked to my Google Plus page or profile, and I couldn't choose a name that wasn't. I needed to have two entries. Like one name wasn't possible, so I didn't really know how to do that. But for some reason, this week I managed to change the name of the channel. So I don't think it will change anything if you're following. But just to let you know. So this week, a lot of things to talk about. A lot of yarn-related things to talk about. But yeah, firstly, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the week and what I've been up to. So the weather hasn't been the best here in Riga. It's very annoying. So yeah, it's summer and it's like overcast every day. It's 20 degrees and it's raining and it's stormy, and I thought that the summer was starting really, really well because I remember by mid-June we were already on the seaside and enjoying summer, eating ice cream outside, and just enjoying summer really. And since the beginning of July, the weather is not good. So I just want to spend time outside really, and do activities in the nature and things like that. But the weather is not the best. So, but at the same time, it's not so bad because I have a lot of things to do, and I think I will be even more frustrated if the weather was gorgeous and I would have to stay indoors. So no complaints after all. So a lot of knitting this week. I did quite a lot of things. I finished something that has been sent already. So as soon as I will have more news, I will keep you updated. Really, really excited about that. But for the knitting, so I'm gonna show you the work in progress. So, if you remember, I always say that I don't want to have more than 3 projects on my needles. And this week and the week before have been the worst. I've been trying not to cast on everything, but it's been really, really, really hard. I just wanted to have everything on my needles and knit everything at the same time. But it's just not possible. So I really have to try to organize my day and have some time in the evening for myself to knit on projects that I'm knitting for myself, because the rest of the day I do design work, and sometimes that's a lot of knitting, and some other days that's a lot of math and a lot of computer, and sometimes I just want to knit more things for myself. So but this week I've been making some progress on the quill. This is the quill shawl by Jarrett Love from Brooklyn Reed. I don't remember which collection or year that was published in, but it's a very, very lovely pattern. It's a hap. It's a traditional Shetland garment or accessory that was worn by the woman in Shetland. and Louise from the Knit British podcast hosted a HAP knit along not a long time ago. I believe it ended a couple of weeks ago, and I've been listening to the Knit British podcast since the very, very beginning. There's a lot of good information about yarn that is produced in the UK and natural yarn, and it's just very, very lovely to hear Louise talking about those things every week. But yeah, I just love knitting on that, and I was knitting on it and listening to people talking about their haps, hap knitting. It was just really, really nice. So I keep working on that. I'm not making that much progress, just because I knit on it a couple of times during the week. I just don't have that much time to work on it. But every time that I can indulge, I just enjoy myself so much because, as you can see, the lace is repeated maybe every fourth row. So in between it's garter stitch. So it's very, very relaxing. Or stockinette stitch, actually. Stockinette stitch, yeah. It's very, very relaxing because we knit in the round, so it's garter in the round, so it's like stockinette. But very, very relaxing, and I just can't wait to finish it and wear it. But at the same time, I just enjoy myself so much that I don't really care about finishing it soon or not. It doesn't really matter. And I'm using the Drops alpaca in the what's the colorway? 0100. And every time that I try to show you the yarn labels, the cameras, I'm recording with my MacBook Pro, and I'm using the photo booth software. I just don't know any other way to record podcasts. I just have a camera, but I cannot record long videos on it. So every time that I'm trying to show you things, it's not upside down, but it's reversed. So I don't really know how I could show you things properly. Flip the camera. So yeah, I've been working on that. The week before, or 2 weeks ago, I don't remember when I recorded the last time, I told you that I cast on for a baby sweater, and I wasn't sure about the sleeves and the fair isle work, so I ripped it off and cast on for another little fair isle stitch, and that's what I did. And I think it works way better. I'm much more pleased with that, and yeah, I'm just going to have this portion of the sleeves in this color. The rest of the cardigan is going to be in the cream color, and for the yoke, I thought of using the same pattern and maybe do some kind of zigzags with one single color stitch between the triangles. That could be really, really nice. So I'm working on that in the evenings, and I don't really know which size I'm making. I'm using the Little Hearts pattern by Maria from the Stitched in Sweden podcast. But I'm modifying the pattern. I'm adapting the pattern for a little boy, so I just didn't think that the Little Hearts will work really, really well. So I just decided to modify the pattern a little bit, and I didn't have the proper needles to knit, so I just decided to go up a couple of needle sizes, and I think I'm working on 3.5 millimeters at the moment. So yeah, I don't really know which size I'm gonna have at the end. I believe like it's gonna be bigger than what the pattern calls for. So yeah, I don't really know how big it's going to turn out. So I'm gonna keep working on that and finish it as soon as possible, so the baby could wear it very soon. So that's the second work in progress, and I'm using Latvian wool undyed and the exact same wool that I have dyed earlier this year. Then, if you follow me on Instagram or my blog, you might have seen that I've challenged myself this week doing something that I've always been scared of. And yeah, it's something that I've always wanted to do, but for some reason I just thought that it wasn't for me. So yeah, I have this yarn in my stash. It's the Classic Elite Yarns Woodland. It's a blend of 65% wool and 35% nettles, and I have 3 skins of that. It's a single ply, and the color is really beautiful. It's some kind of heathery brass. Like, I think the colorway is antique brass, and it's kind of heather because I believe that the wool gets the dye. Yeah, the wool gets the dye, but the nettle fiber doesn't. So that's the same if you work with bamboo. You're gonna have some kind of heathery result, but I love that. I just love it so much. So I have 3 skins of that, and I bought it online at a discounted price, like very cheap, because it's a discontinued yarn, and I believe that I just wanted to get rid of it. So very cheap. I think I paid like maybe $2 or €2 for a skin or something, and I just didn't know what to do with the yarn because it was sitting in my stash, and I just love this color. So I just thought of knitting a pair of socks at the beginning, but that wouldn't really work because it's a single ply. And yeah, I just think that it wouldn't work so well, and it's DK, so quite thick for a pair of socks. So I asked on Instagram if you guys had any idea, a pattern in mind to make a pair of fingerless mittens, and I had really good recommendations. There's a lot of things that I want to knit, even more than before. But I remember like I pinned a picture on Pinterest not so long ago, and it was a pair of fingerless mittens, but they were crochet. So it's something that I'm not confident with at all. I just do crochet when I weave in the ends or when I do professional cast on, which is quite tough for me, because the chain is not even, like one loop is completely different from the next one, and then it's quite hard actually to pick up the stitches and knit through the loops. So yeah, it's something that I've never been really confident with. So I was a bit scared, but it's something that I always wanted to do, and this pair of little mittens is really beautiful. So I took I don't really know the size or anything. It's just this crochet hook. There's no size on it, so I don't know the size. Maybe 4 millimeter, I don't really know. And I just started. It was quite difficult at the beginning, just to chain and try to have something even. And the yarn doesn't really like to be ripped off. So I had to be really careful, and I broke the yarn a couple of times when I tried to rip off everything and start over. So I have to be really careful and take my time. And it took me I started over 3 times before getting it more or less right. So here it is. I just love the texture. I just really, really like it. I'm showing you the good part, the good part right now, and you're gonna see the back, which is not so good because I don't really know where to join the stitches. I'm just figuring out the pattern. I don't know anything about crochet, so I saw the pattern, try to kind of understand it, and checking out YouTube tutorials as I was getting in it. So yeah, I don't really know. I don't really see the stitches compared to knitting when you have the yarn on the cable, the stitches on the cable. You can like separate the stitches. You can know, okay, that's one stitch, that's 2 together, right? I can do that. But with crochet, there's no line, there's no cable or anything, so it's quite hard to see where I have to go. So yeah, on the back, it's not so good, as you can see. Yeah, but it's the back, so no one will see, right? It's not even, and the stitches, they don't really match, so I'm getting better here. I'm trying to understand how it works, and I have to keep in mind that I have like to join the last stitch with a stitch that would keep the pattern, which is something that I didn't do at the beginning. But yeah, I'm getting better at it, and yeah, I guess halfway through the mitten. I'm supposed to do the thumb, the thumb hole at the moment, so it's a bit challenging to do. I didn't look how to do it yet, so it's just sitting at the moment, and when I'm gonna have a bit more time, I'm gonna check it out and try to do it and see how it goes. And then if it works, I'm gonna do the second mitten, and then I can always go back and redo this one if I got better at the second one. And I didn't do a swatch, or yeah, I just don't know how the yarn is going to behave after washing. So at the moment it's a bit small because my hand is quite large actually, so it's a bit small at the moment, but I suppose that if I wash it, it will grow. So yeah, just playing with stitches, but that would make a really, really good pair of mittens. And the reason why I wanted to have a pair of fingerless mittens is because on Instagram I've seen that there's a lot of people that are already foraging for mushrooms, even though it's still summer, it's still early in the summer, but there's people, yeah, that have been foraging for chanterelles and other mushrooms. And we went to the night market this week, and there were a lot of people that were already selling big chanterelles. So I'm really, really excited, really looking forward to go in the woods and get some mushrooms. Speaking of which, I made a little research to know more about natural dye with mushrooms. It's something that is really, really interesting, and it's something that that was done before in Finland, in Scandinavia, and in the Baltics. Because there's some colors that are quite hard to get, like reds and blues. They're really hard to get with plants. In this part of the world, I know that in South America, it's much easier if you have, well, indigo is India, and you can have this color there. In Peru, they have cochineal and madder, cochineal. Yeah, those roots. But I don't really want to import dye material. I want to dye with plants and just things that I can get here in Latvia. So things that I would forage, things that I would grow, or things that are in my kitchen. I don't really want to import dye material. I want to keep everything local. So but mushrooms, so as I said, I was making a bit of research about that, and I saw that you could get like the best colors with mushrooms. You could get like the whole rainbow, actually. You could get like deep blues and reds, and that's amazing, but you needed a lot of knowledge to be able to recognize those mushrooms. And those are not edible, so you have to be really, really careful. So I'm really looking forward for later this year, and just go in the woods with photographs and information, and try to see if I can get some of these mushrooms. What else I've been working on? I have 2 other work in progress to show you. I've been working with lace this week. I've never worked with lace before. And so I didn't have small knitting needles, so I needed to order a couple of pairs. So I went to Love Knitting. What is it how it's called? loveknitting.com, I think. And I got myself 3 pairs actually, of Knit Pro Nova. You still cannot see. I don't know why I'm showing. Knit Pro Nova, and they are metal needles. I bought these special ones by mistake. I didn't know what they were, and they are actually short needles compared to the normal ones that are 20 centimeters long, and these ones are 10 centimeters. So I was a bit scared when I received them. I mean, I contacted them before and telling them that I made a mistake, and they said that I could always return them. But actually I love them. I can knit really fast with them. And I just realized that metal needles are my favorite needles. I bought myself a pair of carbons not a long time ago, and I don't really like the join. The tip is metal, and this part is carbon, and every time that I knit, my stitch get kind of stuck between the metal and the carbon, and it's really, really annoying. I have to push the stitches, and it's not as smooth as the metal. So I'm just gonna probably try another brand. I know that the they have the Haya Sharp, I believe, so the tips might be sharper than these ones. And that would be something good, because the way I knit, I think I would be even faster with sharp tips. So that's something that I'm gonna try in the future. And if I'm saying that, it's also, I'm working with lace, and the only needle size that I had for the smallest needle size that I had was 3.75 5 millimeter, and that was wooden needles. Yeah, wooden needles, and that was impossible to knit with that because the fiber, this one, it's a blend of silk and linen. So I'll let you imagine how it'd be on wooden needles. It wasn't slippery, it wasn't sliding at all. I just couldn't do it. So I needed to order those smaller needles, and now it's working way better. So I've been working on that, doing some swatches and things like that. And yesterday evening, or the day before yesterday, I swatched this yarn, which is the Snoqualmie Valley yarn from Tote Yarn and Wool. And that's a 100% organic wool from Washington State. And I've been swatching with that. I've been washing the swatch, and I just love the fabric. I just love it. It's really nice, and I cast on for a new pattern that should come later this year. No rush at all. Later this year. Yeah, I just love the yarn. So that's all for the work in progress. I told you that I wanted to cast on everything, and what I've been doing is there's a couple of patterns that I've knit in the past, and I wasn't really pleased with the final objects, so I decided to frog them and get the yarn back. So that's what I did. I got some Quint & Company, which one is this? Osprey, I believe. Is their worsted weight. That's the honey colorway. So I have one skein of that. I don't think that would be enough to make anything, so I'm thinking of getting another skein if I have anything in mind, because I love the color, and that would be stupid to just keep it in my stash and not do anything with it. And I have this one, and this yarn is a yarn that I bought in Lithuania a couple of years ago, and I knit a hat out of it, but I didn't really like the hat and I wasn't wearing it, so I didn't see the point of keeping that. So I frogged the hat and got the yarn back, and it's a very beautiful yarn. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to casting on something with that. I think I mentioned it the week before, but I'm thinking of making the, how's it called? Hermanist worsted from Gudrun Johnston, which was published in the Fringe Association blog. Then, stash enhancement. Ta-da! That's a big bag. And I just love opening packages from them because there's always a small card, and I don't know if you can see, there's some lavender here, and the whole package smells like that, and I just love it. Reminds me of my childhood in the South of France. So last week I mentioned that I wanted to cast on a new sweater, which was the Dark Light by, I always want to say Amy Christopher, by Julie Hoover, from the Brooklyn Freed 2014 autumn collection. All people, I don't know, just 2014, and the pattern is called Dark Light. And I got myself 3, 4, 5. yeah, I might need 4 skins for the sweater, but just in case I ordered one more. So here it is. It's the Theorem Natural Gilliatt in the caramel colorway. It's so soft. I don't remember that it was that soft before. Could it be possible? It's just, or maybe because before they were selling the yarn in hanks, not in skins, in hanks, and now they sell them in skins, in bowls. So maybe it affects the softness. I don't know, but it's very squishy. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful yarn. I knit 2 sweaters out of this yarn. Actually, 1 sweater, and the other one was the sportway version. I just love it. It's gonna be gorgeous. But I'm not gonna cast on the sweater straight away. I'm gonna be reasonable and try to wait for the end of the summer. So maybe this autumn. I don't know. I'm gonna try to wait, hide the yarn somewhere, and forget about it. I just adore it. And every time that you order yarn, so it's from the Theorem Natura. I know you still cannot see. I'm sorry. I will link everything down below. And if you have any question, you can go to the Ravelry group and ask in the episode thread. That would be easier. So yeah, Theorem Natura. So it's a French brand of natural wools, and they work with French merino, French Mako merinos from the south of France, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful yarn. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really, really excited, and I can really imagine myself wearing this sweater with a long skirt in the fall with little boots, and gonna be the happiest. I just made myself another cup of coffee. Bit left water. So yeah, I've been asked by what is her name? Yeah, I've been asked by Ida from the. I think she has the unnamed podcast, or the podcast without a name, because she hasn't found a name yet. She's from Denmark, and I've been following her on Instagram for quite a while, and you should definitely check out her podcast. I will link everything below. She has a very, very lovely podcast that she started not a long time ago. I believe she has 1 or 2 episodes, two episodes I believe so far, and it's really, really good. So I really, really recommend you to watch that. She asked me on YouTube. Sometimes on YouTube I cannot answer the comments. I don't know how it works. Sometimes there's no answer button that I can click, so I just cannot answer you. That's why I recommend to ask me questions on Ravelry. And she asked me about my tomatoes and the things that I've been growing, and if it was the first time that I was growing tomatoes. And no, it's not. Last year, I've been in Latvia for 2 years, and we started growing things last year, and we got tomatoes really, really late last year. I think in September or something like that, because the summer was not, it wasn't sunny enough. The tomatoes are outside on the balcony, and right here, the orientation is north, so we don't get a lot of sun here, but that's the way we cannot put our plants on the other side. So last year, yeah, we got the tomatoes really late, and there's still, you could see that the plant was going to produce more fruits, but it was too late in the season, and yeah, just not enough sun, so it's a bit of a shame. This year I planted the seeds. I don't remember if I planted them earlier or later than I did last year, and they took off really quickly, and the plants were healthier than last year, and the fruits, yeah, the plants didn't get as tall as last year, but they are carrying more fruits, so I guess it's a good thing. And yeah, I'm gonna show you the tomato in a second. And right here I have the pepper. So we have our very first red pepper. I wanted to cut it off yesterday I made a soup. I made a beetroot soup, and I thought of using this little guy, but I've been trying to be reasonable and see how red it could be. Like if I don't know if I have to cut in actually or not. But it's doing quite well. We have another plant as well, and I just love this tiny one here. I didn't see it actually. I just saw it now, and it's growing from this bottom branch. And then we have big ones as well. But as you can see, they really need sun, and it's overcast. It's been overcast for quite a while, so yeah. And it's very curious that there's only this one that turned out red. The other ones didn't. And I believe that this one got as much sun as the other ones. So I don't know how it works. It's really, really fun. And yeah, this massive one here. So that's the chili. Then I'm gonna show you the only color non-green tomato that we have, because the other ones we have like small fruits, we have like big ones as well, and there's a wasp outside. But they are pollinating the plants, so I guess it's good. I'm gonna close the window now. So that is the beautiful one, and I'm trying not to eat it every day that I water them. It's big, it's a big one, and it looks delicious. And this is the tallest plant that we have, but it's the plant that carries the less fruits. Is that English? It carries less fruits than the other plants that are smaller. So I was really happy at the beginning that that the plant was getting as big as it was, but yeah, as a matter of fact, it doesn't carry fruit, so I don't think it's very necessary to have a tomato plant that doesn't carry tomatoes. So we have like very small ones, and they are thriving. There's quite a bit of fruits on them, so I don't really know if I should cut the top off or it's gonna damage the plant. I just don't really know. I don't have a lot of knowledge, and I'm just just playing around on the balcony. But it's a lot of fun, and I'm really excited about the how it's called, pepper. So there's another things that I've been doing this week. I asked on Instagram what you guys are doing to preserve summer. If you have a garden, or if you don't, if you have a balcony, or if you do things to preserve vegetable and fruits for the winter. I'm really interested in that, and I really like to know what you're doing. This week and the week before, as I said, we went to the night's market to get fruits because it's way cheaper than the fruits and vegetables that we can find in the central market during the day. So we got quite a lot of fruits, and I've been making jam. So I'm gonna show you what I've been doing. I just couldn't bring everything here, so I have like different fruits. In this one I made gooseberry jam. Here we have probably black currant, again. This is apricot, black currant. This is red currant, and here it's apple, cinnamon, and rhubarb. And this is gooseberries. And yeah, there's for example, I found it way cheaper to make black currant, for example, compared to red currants. Yeah, red currant. Red currant is very liquid because when you make the jam, you have to separate the seeds and the skin, and you only have to squeeze the juice out, and that's with the juice that you make the jam. Because if you put everything in the jars, the seeds get really hard, and it's not so nice to eat them. And the black currants, you actually just have to remove the tips of the plant, and then you can put everything inside and it solidifies naturally, so you don't have to add anything to make it thick. So it's really nice. With the red currant, I bought like 2 kilograms, and I had to throw 1 kilogram away, which was the seeds and the skin. And I feel it's not that economical. It's not economical, and yeah, I just don't like to waste, if that makes sense. Compared to the black currant, I just put everything. I just had to remove the top of the fruits, and I put everything inside. So I bought 4 kilograms, and I had like 3 kilograms, almost 4 kilograms of jam. So then we're gonna go and buy more fruits to make even more jam. And we're also gonna be going to the woods and get our own blueberries, because they grow widely in the woods close to home. So we're gonna be doing that. Yeah, I've been wanting to make soup as well and preserve it, and just do a lot of things without peaches, and I'm thinking of cutting and preserving as a whole in jars as well, because jam is quite nice, but sometimes you don't want to have something that sweet. You just want to have fruits in your plate in the winter. And yeah, there's not a lot of food available in the winter here, as I said before. So if you can preserve the food from the summer for the winter, it's really nice. So I will be making more research about that, and there's a blog that I've been following for quite a while with a lot of good information about preserving food, and it's called Food in Jars. So I will link everything below. So if you're interested in that, you could check it out as well. So I guess it's all for this week. Yeah, I just hope that you liked the last segment talking about food and things like that. If you're not interested, you could always stop right before the gardening and the larder talking, and just enjoy the knitting. So yeah, that's it for this week. I will talk to you probably in 2 weeks. So that would be in the middle of August, and hopefully I will have great news to announce. So stay tuned for that, and just enjoy your knitting, enjoy summer, and I will talk to you later. Bye.